Please be advised, this episode contains depictions of warfare, grief, blood, grievous bodily mutilation, and death.
Hello and welcome to Daces and Dragons, the best damn TTRPG show on planet Earth. And welcome to the final episode of Cup of Sorrow, a homebrew Call of Cthulhu mini campaign set in early 20th century Assam under British colonial rule. My name is Rajib Kalita, pronounced he, him, and once again I shall strive to be your keeper of arcane lore. I have close cropped hair, a scraggly beard. Once again, I'm wearing a black t-shirt. Yeah, so that's about me. Now on to our group of incredible cast members, starting with Poorna.
Hi everyone, my name is Poorna. I can be found on as my pronouns are she, her. I have a mop of curly hair and I am wearing a kalamkari dress. If you don't know what that is, you should look.
Awesome. We have Alika next.
Hello everyone, I'm Alika. I'll be playing our intrepid Dr. Professor Uncle Biswanath Bhattacharya. His pronouns are he, him. My pronouns are she, her, or anything you prefer. I don't care. What else? Yeah, you can find me online at K-Fox Alex. That's it. Oh, I'm wearing my same green glasses and very in character Bundy jacket. Yep. I look the same throughout all the episodes. Did you guys notice I coordinated the white shirt too? Thank you.
Oh,
That's
it. Next, we have Val.
Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I assume his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet at Valiant Dorian. Also, Spirit Bear. Please enjoy the lovely treasure hunt I just set you on. And tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of playing our gangster, Bharat, who also uses he/him pronouns and doing his best in the circumstances.
Aren't we all? And finally, we have Chao.
Last one to be introduced, probably the first one to die. We don't know. I am Chao, and I play in the sort of a journalist character, Nong, Khun. My pronouns are they, them. Their pronouns are them. I have slightly long hair. I am wearing a spectacle, and I'm wearing a very funky ass shirt. Kinds of patchworks built into it. Ready to die. So yeah, thank you.
All right, it looks like we all are ready. And we are also in our final episode. So, to briefly recap, a band of misfit investigators have been pressed into service to find Mabel, the daughter of Alcott Billingsley, the owner of the Bornodity estate. All this while, children from the village have also been going missing for about a month. After winding up their search of the bungalow, where they found some rather disturbing facts about Alcott's nephew Edwin and his research into comets and blood cults and things of that sort, our investigators make their way to the Coolie Lights, which is the workers' village. They get a sense of the simmering unrest among the workers from Tapti. They learn further about the missing children and the adults who also went missing but then came back with broken minds from Romani, who is the village leader. All clues seem to lead to the old well, a structure that is in fact much older than the estate itself. This is only exacerbated by the fact that Atua, a worker who is also a very close friend of Edwin and was the first person to disappear and then come back, he broke from his bonds and ran off towards the well. They reached the well, they were eased down into it by Tapti. They found a secret door that was opened with some, let's say, minor bloodletting onto some strange statues. Inside of the door, they found this circular chamber, or hemispherical is probably a better description of it, chamber with a chopping block as the centerpiece. Bharat and Professor Bhattacharya went off to find this, what is best described as a meat processing unit, a meat processing room across a rancid curtain. And then, in the main chamber, Bani and Nong, they come face to face with some nightmarish creatures. There's a skeletal figure, its internal organs still beating and squelching and squirming away beneath its bleached bones, who is dragging in this gigantic saw. And then, so this figure is illuminated, but it's other than the torches that you are holding, it is completely dark within this chamber. So this creature, illuminated by the flickering light of Nong Khun's torch, you see it scream, but soundlessly. Nong Khun, you don't hear anything, but you feel something wet and warm coming out of her ears. You realize it is blood. Heeding its call, the congealed blood all around you, it liquefies and forms this giant writhing mass. And so, as we start, as usual, we do sanity checks from Bani and Nong Khun at this moment, because they are the witnesses right now. So Bani and Nong Khun, sanity checks.
Good luck.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh no. Did that work? Oh,
I am
it's a
currently
failure.
at 76 sanity points, and I just rolled 63 on 80.
Hey.
Okay.
No, your sanity check will be on your reduced sanity.
Also,
Yeah.
63
Still,
on 76.
it's a success. It's still a success. You lose 2 points of sanity by.
Still,
Yeah, I mean,
still.
you lose 2 points of sanity. I mean, you are witnessing these creatures that are not supposed to be there. Like, all of your concept of reality is being warped right before your eyes. So, of course, you still lose 2 points of sanity. However, for Bani, it's a bit more. You are going to lose a total of. This will be substantial.
Oh, wonderful.
Uh,
Oh god.
this and this.
Sorry, I've lost
You
15
lost
sanity
15
points.
points of sanity.
Oh my god.
Which-
Oh my.
At this point, you don't really have to roll an intelligence check or anything of that sort. You have at one go lost more than 1/5 of your starting sanity score. That's really bad.
Is it?
So, Nong Khun, you are there. You see these creatures come up. It is like it hurts your eyes to see them there. It questions your whole sense of reality and all of that. But still, you gather yourself. You manage to stay there. But as you look towards Bani, you see that she is lost somewhere. She is not here anymore. Bani, your vision blurs as if to protect your mind from the sight of these creatures. When it clears again, you see you are somewhere else. It takes a little time for your vision to clear because there is dust and dirt everywhere. But as it clears, as you can see more of what is around you, you find yourself in this what looks like a valley in this sandy, arid land. There are these two mountains between which there is this mountain pass. Then you start hearing sounds of artillery fire. There are the massive explosions. You see these giant cannonball-like things streaking across the sky. Then you start hearing more noises, more voices. You see these two giant columns of armies rushing at each other. On one side, you see what looks like British Imperial forces. You see most of the foot soldiers, they are brown-skinned. And on the other side, you see mounted on horses, these tribal warriors who are holding aloft swords and guns as they charge at this column of British soldiers. They clash in the middle. There is blood, there is cries everywhere. All out of nowhere, an artillery shells drops in the middle of this conflagration and like erupts. There are bodies and limbs flying everywhere. But there is all of this is happening, but your attention is suddenly taken by something else. You hear a voice, and as you direct your eyes there, you see this person. The lower half of their body is shredded, completely gone, but they are crawling on the ground. They're perhaps trying to get away from the strife. They are just trying their best. They are crying out in pain. You can see tears trickling down from their eyes, but all of it is caked in the dust and dirt around them. You see this person, this man, push a hand out, and you hear him scream out, "Bani! Bani! Ami phere ashbo Bani! Tumar jonne ami phere ashbo Bani!" Which means like, I will return, Bani. I will come back. I will come back for you. And then suddenly, this rider on a horse strides across him, tramples him over, and just goes away to join the fight. But then this figure that was struggling on the ground, you see him twitch for a moment and then go still. So this is what you are experiencing, what you're seeing. But then what Nong sees when he looks to you is that you are still, completely still, silent, not reacting. So that is going on. But the creatures don't care for that. They're still coming at you. So we are in combat. The initiative order in Call of Cthulhu is basically your order of dexterity. Which means this thing made out of blood, this creature, is going to go first. This creature doesn't discriminate, but for some reason it goes for Nong. I mean, on the map, hang on, let me make it visible. Just one moment. I always have trouble with this.
And
meanwhile, we're just discussing the
somebody told me
rancidity.
this game was supposed.
Right. So, I mean, you are closest to the blood creature, this blood monster. So it pushes out a tendril of its own body, and you can see this. It is constantly moving, constantly bobbing, and on its body, you can see these faces emerge, appear and disappear, appear and dissipate, and all of those faces on like you can see the expression is of pain, of terror, of agony. But then they come and go as one of its tendrils, its tentacles push towards you. So it is attacking you. You can react by either trying to dodge or trying to fight back. What is it that you want to do? If you're dodging, you're going to roll your dodge. If you're fighting back, you're going to use your brawl, basically your fighting skill. And the combat is resolved with opposing rolls. I will roll for the creature, you will roll for yourself. Extreme success beats a hard success, and so on and so forth. The difference between dodging and fighting back is that if there is a tie and you are dodging, you win. If you're fighting back, you lose. But if you win and you're fighting back and you win, you will not take damage, and there is a chance you will inflict damage on the creature, if it can be damaged, that is.
Remember, Chao, the pen is
Mind the
mightier than the
last
sword.
So I'd like to know before we roll if you're dodging or you're fighting back.
So let me just tell you, when I was introduced to Call of Cthulhu, I was told it was going to be a fun time. This
It's fun time for me. I'm having fun.
Now, second of all, I thought we were going to do investigation. So do you know which is my highest stat? Psychology. So, I am, if you allow me, I'm trying to go and do. You know what? I'm going to fight. I mean, it's not an instinct. Like, it's not like I'm really choosing to fight. It's like I see that thing coming at me, and my first instinct is to, I mean, try to hit it once and see if that works out. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna bail. So, I don't know. If I see any. Yes.
You're going to fight back. So I'm going to roll to hit for the creature. I'm going to roll a d100. And wow, I failed. The blood ooze goes for you, but then flash of blood falls on you. One side of your face is now coated in blood, but somehow, I mean, it is still getting used to combat. I suppose it was just born a few moments ago, so it's still not there yet. So it misses. You don't really have to. No, in fact, you can choose to. You can roll, and if you roll better, if you roll a success, you can inflict damage. Again, if the creature can be damaged. Just go ahead and roll your brawl. Yeah.
My brawl is. Oh! I rolled a 13 on a 45. Is that a critical success? I don't know. Is that an extreme success?
That's
I don't think so.
a hard success.
No.
45 would be 9. It
9.
would be 18.
No, 9.
Sorry,
150 would be 9. Yeah.
It's 9. So it's a hard it's a success, which means you. Yeah, how are you attacking the creature then?
So I remember I had my camera with me. So this is basically that thing is coming and like straight up Tintin strategy. What he does in Tibet when the Yeti is attacking him. I don't know if you get this reference, but when the Yeti is attacking him, he takes out his camera and he points his head. And a big flashlight goes to the Yeti. And
Okay.
So that is my logic, and I don't know. Tintin is basically Tintin copied it from another investigative journalist.
He learned it from you.
Nong Khun, he learned it from me, so I do that, and that is my move.
Okay. As the creature comes towards you, part of it comes towards you. You take out your camera. You hold the shutter. The flash goes off. The creature has no eyes, so you don't know if it had any effect or not. But yeah, regardless, that's the creature's turn. It's in fact your turn now, because you do have very high dexterity. It's your move. What do you want to do?
I'll be like, I'll look at Bani, and she's still shocked. But I can.
Yes, 100%. It is going to last for a while.
Okay, so what are there any other pathways other than that rancid curtain? Other than there's a rancid curtain, there's the one we came from.
And there is one directly opposite it. That is where the skeletal creature came from, but the skeletal creature now stands right in front of the other exit.
Strength is in numbers, right? So I'll try to grab Bani and I'll try to run through that rancid curtain thing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Bani is right now in a state to really resist that. However, it would be your turn now, Bani. So we can combine this. You are still in that vision, which is probably a little bit traumatic for you. So what happens here?
So you want me to react within the vision and then do Nong Khun, or what would
Up to you completely. It's what does your character do?
So in my vision, I feel like I would be screaming, and I don't want to do that to you all. So I'm just going to do a whisper version of the scream. So I'm going to just be like, Buddy, no. And then in reality, I think Bani would be so Bani has decent dexterity, so I feel like if I give some sort of help action, Chao was trying to save my life to Nong Khun, sorry.
I think you are not really aware of what is going on at this moment in the real world, so to speak. So, but let's just say Nong Khun is able to guide you away from where you were through the curtain into the other room. Is that okay? Yeah. So, like successfully dodging whatever other things might come your way, both of you make your way into this room where you find Bharat and the professor standing there. It is in fact and professor, you hear this. You heard things out there. You heard this grinding sound, which was very loud, and then you heard these squelching liquid waves kind of sounds out there. You heard Bani. You heard her not really screaming, but whisper screaming. Basically, the volume that you whispered, right, like did you scream, on the stream, that is how Bani screamed in real life then. So you do hear that, and then Nong Khun comes in with Bani, and there's some monsters out there. It is your turn, Biswanath. What do you do?
Oh gosh. I look at Bani and Nong Khun and say, "What are you talking about? Bani, snap out of it. What's wrong?"
Do I,
Or peek outside the door.
You see
do
those
I
two
snap
things?
out of it?
No.
Do I?
I like very gingerly peek out and like looking at the floor.
You do peek out, and you see those two creatures, and now they are starting to like this blood creature is oozing on the ground towards where you are, and the skeletal creature is also like
Oh
making-
god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Hyperventilating a little bit.
Also, you when you peek out and see these things, of course, your concept of reality is also questioned. Give me a sanity check.
But I was smoking before. I just want to point out. My concept of reality is anyway somewhat twisted.
Where you smoking the good stuff, the devil's
Of course
mushroom.
I'm smoking the good stuff. I've
Alright.
been suffering this whole time.
You have a bonus die, which means basically you roll twice, take the lower value.
Oh,
Rolling
really?
with advantage.
Thank you.
It helps.
I do want to point out my HP is just 11 and my sanity is kind of not great at a 55 right now.
Mhm.
But anyways, let's see how this goes.
When the GM
Well,
is being
that
kind
would have
unnecessary.
sucked.
Guys,
That was
the
a
GM is
64.
being kind unnecessary.
Oh my god. You know what? The GM can be as nice as they like. My dice are not. So that's a 63.
All right.
Currently, my sanity is 55. Previously, it was 65. It would have been a success had I not read that stupid book. Anyway, knowledge is not good for you, kids.
You take 6
Hey.
points of sanity damage.
Oh my god.
So your sanity reduces by a further 6 points. And yeah, I mean it is more than 5. So give me an intelligence check.
Oh, an intelligence check. Oh, that's 27.
That's a pass. So you're fine. You're fine. You take a bit of a hit to your sanity, but you're fine. What do you want to do?
I want to, as I have seen this horrific thing outside and say, we have to get out of here. What are we even doing here? I don't think Mabel's here. If she is, she's long gone. Nor is Edwin. Probably he's also long gone. But I think everyone was expecting that anyways. That's not the point. Point is, we have to get out of here. There's a pathway over here which goes to like that circular kind of hallway.
There are two
is-
very small doors on either side. They are like about 2.5, 3 feet tall, like a crawling kind of a situation, but they both have locks on them. So you might have to break the lock, or if you can pick a lock, but I don't think none of you can. We have seen that before.
Wait a minute. Why is it only 3 feet tall? What is this a door for? Cats?
Lamps, sheep. Either way, maybe
Blood creatures.
for the slaughter. But yeah,
Yeah,
there is a
please.
door. There is a lock, padlock, and it is ancient. It is this cast iron thing. It's not from this age, but you can attempt to break the lock if you'd like. But there is a lock on either doors.
Can I don't know if this counts, but like you said, there are like these weird medical instruments
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
thing. Can I pick up something which is like close enough to like a lockpick and try to pick it? Will that work?
Give me a luck
Probably
check.
not. I don't know.
Give me do a luck
A
roll.
luck
If you pass, then you find
Yeah.
it. If you don't,
Listen, I'm pushing everything here.
See if you
Nope, that's an 88.
that
see
is a
if you
fail.
can find see if you can find one of those bone crushery things that like where you have to cut through
Yeah.
sinew and bone, and then maybe you can break the lock.
Are you talking about pliers?
Some
no.
heavy instrument which you will
Some-
find among
Yeah.
the things there. Yeah, there are things that are used to crush bones. So there are heavy enough things there, but you will have to roll a strength check even with the
Oh, okay.
with the equipment to see if you can break the lock. You can go ahead with that.
Should I just do that now?
If you want, that would be your action.
Okay, let's try it then. 38. Wait, what's my strength? It's probably bad. It's 25.
But you have Bharat Dada with you. Like, Bharat Dada is right there.
Bharat Dada is right there. Bharat, you see Professor attempt to break the lock. If you want, Professor, you can use luck points to turn that failure into a success. That would be 13 luck points. You would expend 13 luck points, but if you want, you can do that.
Oh my god. If
I
you
think-
just break this lock with your luck points, you are going to gain so much respect from Bharat in this one moment.
I'm going to try it because there's no point
No, so
in
it's-
wasting my
It's a
luck. I
decision
have
whether
some.
you do it or not. So are you doing?
It's a decision.
I will 100%.
Yeah, you are using.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
A choice being made.
Yes, I'm using my luck. Choices are being
So
made.
you just happen to luckily hit a spot where the lock was at its weakest. The lock springs open. The question is, which door are you going for? There are 2 doors on either side.
The door which seems to go back towards where we
All
came
right, so
from.
this one. All right,
Yes.
you do that. You break the lock open. The door, you can push it open if you'd like, but that is more or less going to be your turn.
Yes.
It
was low.
just happens that Bharat's dexterity is not that great, so the bone creature, the ghoul, is going to go next. You don't see it, but you hear it. You hear the scraping of its weapon on the ground. You hear it stop right outside of the curtain, and then this sharp object coming right through the curtain, rending it, and the saw coming through. Who is gonna get it? And on the map, it is Bani who is right in front of it. Just happens to be.
No.
And the rest of you see the saw coming in right at Bani. Bani is not in a position to really do anything about it. But if somebody would like to stand in front of Bani to take
Yes.
the blow on her behalf, I'd allow
Yes.
Yes.
Bharat, you're doing
100%. You're giving me a devil's bargain. I'm taking it. Yes.
that. Yeah, that's what
It's
I
fine,
love a
Bharat. I
deal.
will take care of the
classic
locks.
Bharat. So
Yeah.
once again, you have the option of dodging this blow or attempting to fight back. What do you want to do?
We're fighting. We're fighting back,
Alright.
baby.
So we're
So,
both going to roll
brawl.
and compare our level of successes. I got just a regular success.
I also just got a regular success. So 60, my brawl is 70.
But you did decide to fight back, which means
I
you
did.
get damage
I get
from
hit.
this. You get hit,
Okay with me.
which means you are going to take some damage.
Ah.
We will see what happens with that. Wow, I'm rolling very well on the damage dice. What is your total HP?
13.
Oh, he has 2 HP more than us.
Wait,
If
why
I
do you
don't
have two
get more
HP?
HP than y'all, I would be very upset.
You have more HP than me.
I'm gonna
Bharat.
be real.
Unfortunately, you take 6 plus 2, 8 points of damage from that.
Oh my god.
8 points
6
of damage.
damage?
8. 6 plus 2. There's a plus 2 damage
Plus two.
bonus, which you also
Okay,
might
so-
have, but you are taking 8 points of damage. Your HP is now 5. You also
There we go.
take a grievous wound from this.
Okay.
So you choose.
What would give me a level what a grievous wound would equate to, just like damage wise? Then I can choose something.
Loss of a limb,
Loss of a limb.
Whoa!
Okay, I just want to make. Yeah.
not like what do you call it? Not amputation, but loss of function in a limb. To that level.
Yeah, I think what happens is Bharat like slides in front of Bani and just says, "Get back!" and pushes her with his right arm, which is unfortunate, which is his fighting arm, which is probably why he couldn't actually defend himself. and he raises his left arm to defend Bani, and the saw just hacks right at his arm. It doesn't lop it off yet, but it is not doing so hot. It is actively losing
my God.
function, and he is bleeding out.
Bani?
Is Bani at all aware of anything? Like, can she hear people? Like, does she know that Bharat just did that?
You hear sounds of battle. On your turn, I'll let you make a power roll to see if you can come back from your stupor, but at this point, they're not really.
Okay.
Bharat, it's your turn.
It is my turn and I'm bleeding out. It's great. Bharat, like, hunkers down, holding his arm that's just dangling and mangled in his hand. He's just screaming, "Ah!" And the others can't leave if this thing is still here. And he'll turn around to the other three and just scream really wildly. This kind of like haze, a frenzied haze taking over, as his mortality is very, very much showcasing itself here. And he just looks at everyone and is like, "What are you waiting for? Go!" And I'm probably gonna die here. Is that what he would do? Yep, that is what he'll do. The dice have decided. So what Bharat would like to do in this moment is it's carrying a saw, and it looks like a heavy weapon, right? Is there a way for Bharat, because he only has his other sword arm left, to push the saw into some of the rancid curtains so he can get tangled up for a while? So he's trying to buy time
All right.
for himself and everyone else. So I'm less interested in damage, more interested in distraction.
This is basically a maneuver that you are trying to pull. So for this as well, you are going to roll your brawl. It is going to be an opposed check.
Okay. Opposed check. Let's go.
Oh.
That's a 3.
Oh, that is good.
Ooh.
I think that is going to win. The creature did roll well, but I think I'll let a 3 win here.
You did mangle my arm. I am at your mercy currently. It's only a matter of
Thanks.
time.
Right. So the creature had already. So you are now seeing the creature through this tear on this curtain, and by now you're pretty sure that it is in fact made of human skin. This curtain. You're seeing this bony creature through it. Perhaps some of it is his skin, like Nong Khun had predicted. This saw sword, it had cut through your hand, rendering it almost non-functional. But with your other hand, you grab the sword, you pull it towards yourself with such a jolt that this creature like jolts forward, and then as you intended, it gets tangled up in this curtain. You don't know how it feels. Maybe like once again ensconced in its own skin. Maybe it's a good thing for it. But yeah, for what you intended is successful. The creature is incapacitated for a little time, for a while.
Mhm.
And yeah, at this point you can also choose to leave, but in any case, it is going to be the blood ooze's turn. But I mean, it doesn't really see anything in front of it. This
Bit of a traffic
skeletal-
jam we have.
Yes, the skeletal creature is in front of it, entangled in this curtain.
Oh, it should attack the skeleton.
It
Yeah.
can see things through it. So yeah, let's say it is going to once again push a tendril to the curtain. It has a good amount of reach. It will go for the professor.
What? Why? I'm trying to get away. I didn't hurt it.
It doesn't want you to get away. It just likes you too much. So you can try to you can attempt to dodge or fight back.
Plus this
But you have to
oozes
tell me before we go.
ash, which professor.
Dodge
That's
would
fine.
use. Sorry.
Your
Dodge
dodge
would
skill.
use my dexterity, right?
your dodge skill, which is
Oh, I
half
have
of
a
your
dodge.
dexterity.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a dodge skill. It is half of your dexterity as a starting point.
Correct,
You
correct.
can add points to it.
And fight back would be like
Your brawl.
ball.
Yeah.
You know, neither of these are very good for me, but I will try to dodge.
Brawl is riskier. Alright, so I'm gonna roll for the creature. Yeah, that's not great. Wow.
I nearly got the best score. Instead, I have got the worst score of 100.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's time to die. I got 3 zeros on my dice, guys.
This column of blood falls on you, splashes on you. You are hit by this. It feels like being hit by a ton of bricks. Even though it is liquid, you are completely engulfed, and the rest of you see Professor just bodily pulled away off the ground into the air, and you are completely engulfed. You are now drowning in blood.
Oh, good. I have been
And-
yoinked.
The moment you are within this creature, you start hearing screams. You start hearing screams of men, women, children, just incoherent, discordant screams. No words, no nothing, just like hellfire screams.
Sounds like
So-
some places I know on the internet.
So, Professor Bhattacharya is inside the blood ooze. That was the blood ooze's turn. Nongkun, what do you want to do on your turn?
Right.
Crying is reaction.
Yeah.
I would just
Nongkun?
like to say that this investigation has taken a turn, and I don't think we're going to find these children.
Guys, I
Yeah.
opened the door
I
for
just-
you. Go. I used 13 luck points for it, okay? Jeez.
Oh, I just remembered that the dude looks like that full metal alchemist. What is that? Green, no? And it doesn't make things better. The realization. Yeah. Now, I mean, what are my options? I see Professor in a blood ooze. Bharat
Yes.
lost their arm, and Bani is
Bani
in
is
a trance.
lost. Yes. You're the only one
I see a
who
door.
is free to move, and you see a door.
Just leave.
Just weighing his options.
We don't
carefully.
blame you. You can get out of here.
Yeah.
This is us saying,
You are
save
allowed.
yourself. Save
Take a
yourself
scalpel to save yourself and run.
and tell our story.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe
don't
not,
tell
it's a
us
little
story.
embarrassing.
But just go.
I mean, like,
I met these people this morning.
Yes.
I'm gonna. I met these people this morning. I will. Is there anything that I can do other than run? Can I do a
Tell me.
spot hidden? Yes. Can I do a spot hidden as a free action?
Do a spot hidden as a free action.
yeah,
Go
where
ahead.
I
are
want
all
to
these
look for
people
anything
who've been
that
running?
could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a 1-5-15, but my spot hidden is shit, so I don't know if that's a success.
I think it is going to be a success. The default is over 15. So you look around for anything, something that can help you in this situation, this really, really dire position that you all are in. You see your companions that you met just this morning, but still you made some kind of connection with them, at least some of them, but they are in really, really, really bad situation right now. And you are the only one with the freedom of movement. You look around desperately, searching for something, and your eye falls on something that you did spot before, but now that you look at it again, maybe this could help. You see that picture, that vat of oil, of fat on the ground. You have tried to fight the blood creature yourself. Bharat tried it. It did not really work. It is liquid, right? It is water. It is blood. How can you? What happens when you run your knife against water? Not much, but maybe fire would be the way to go? That is a thought that comes to your mind.
Intrusive thoughts. So as,
It looks
as
quite
I sort of
flammable.
come to this realization.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big vat of oil. Right?
It looks quite
On the
flammable,
thing.
yes.
Yes. And I just look at and I remember I have this torchlight with me. And yeah,
have a
so at
torch.
this moment, we have, so the ooze is inside the room, right?
No, both of them are outside the room.
It's
And
just
this-
that, yeah.
Is it
So
entered?
basically, Biswanath has just been affected by the ooze, but the ooze,
Yeah.
ooze is not.
Yoink, as well put
Yeah.
by the professor himself.
Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna look at the thing. I'm like looking at everything, and I'm just gonna in a very like at one moment, Nong did consider that maybe I should run, but as as they were sort of looking at it, and they saw that butterfly, like maybe one more thing I can try, and they like look at the butterfly. In a very swift motion, they with their scrawny ass hands, they lift that thing and try to put it towards the curtain. They throw the oil towards the curtain, and throw their like lighted torches.
All right. So you pick up this pitcher of oil. It is heavy, but it is just the adrenaline of the situation that drives you. Probably, perhaps you are yourself a little surprised at this feat of strength. You lift it up. You like splash it all over this curtain. And so, are you emptying it all on the curtain? Are you spilling the rest of it on the ground because the blood creature is also out there?
I am just throwing it wherever it goes. Gravity. I don't decide.
Where it goes
gravity's
is God's
fault.
will. I am just a medium.
Right. You pick it up.
Not my fault anymore.
I suppose no, actually Bani was pushed back by Bharat earlier, so Bani is not there. That place is free, it is empty. So you pick up this pitcher of oil, you splash some of it on the curtain, you like throw the rest of the pitcher on the ground. It rolls because the curtain is now, this creature is tangled up on the curtain. There is space beneath the curtain for the pitcher to roll out and like splash its oil all over the ground, and then, like a hero that you are, you throw the torch on top of it. There is this immediate conflagration. The creature that is entangled on the curtain, it completely catches on fire immediately. It in its struggle, it wrenches the entire curtain off, and it just runs berserk around the place. It like runs off. It falls to the ground with the curtain over it, still taking damage. It is still moving. However, the rest of the oil, it spills onto the ground. It covers the area that this blood ooze is standing on, and the fire, it spreads and it grows all around this creature. Suddenly, this creature of blood is surrounded completely by this roaring, raging fire, and it does not like it. It struggles. You can now actually hear those screams that Professor Bhattacharya is hearing inside of the blood ooze. You can it actually manifests. It almost starts maybe at an ultrasonic frequency, then comes into the audible range. The scream, it pierces your ear. It like almost pierces your brain. But this blood ooze, it catches fire, and you see it diminish and then burst open. Professor Bhattacharya drops to the ground, and you hear these screams, these cries of pain. You don't really see anything, but you hear that sound go into this door through this tunnel and just go off somewhere. Maybe it was the souls of those who were trapped within that escape. Maybe it was something different, something worse. You don't know, but something has escaped from there. The blood ooze is no longer a threat. It's completely dissipated. All of the blood, it flows back into the gutters and starts congealing. The creature, the bone creature, the ghoul, the ghast, whatever you might call it, it is still not dead. It starts to rise up. It has taken a significant amount of damage from that, but it still lives. That was your turn, Nong Khun, done brilliantly. Bani, give me a power roll. just need to succeed.
One
You say
button.
that.
Just
Do
need
it.
to succeed. The GM said.
Wow.
F.
You are unable to break out of this stupor that you find yourself in. This very, very painful vision. What is happening? What is going on?
I think for Bani, like she keeps seeing the scene sort of like go in slow motion as her late husband is lying on the ground, and this is sort of one of the ways in which she imagined his last moments, which are, I guess, coming forward in her brain right now, and she is rendered. Even if she weren't in a stupor, I think just having that image flash across her mind's eye is just enough to render her speechless. And just, if she were able to act, I feel like Bani would probably cower on the ground crying her heart out, because this is one of these things that she's buried for a very long time. And I think in the vision, she would be trying to help. So she would be trying to bring him some comfort in his last moments. So she would try and go to him and kind of like start stroking his forehead and say that it's going to be fine. We will meet again, if not in this life, then the next. It's okay. It's fine. I know you're in a lot of pain, but she's basically just trying to keep him company in his last moments. And while it is horrific and she's trying as much to repress, even looking at like his shredded injuries, it brings her some sense of peace to be able to speak, to at least feel like she spoke to him in his last moments.
Like a moment ago, you did see him stop moving. You did see him die, but you power yourself to kind of rewind time itself. You force time to move backwards so that you can have these last few moments with him. And that is when you rush to him and you give him comfort in his last moments. Perhaps give comfort to yourself for the rest of your life. But yeah, that is going on there. Biswanath, you were taken in by this creature, but then there was fire around, and then you dropped to the ground. You are now entirely drenched in blood from head to toe. Your beautiful Bandi jacket, your beautiful white shirt, that is all now red, dyed in red. And then there is still this creature you see that is now basically start crawling. It's starting, trying to get up, but it is weakened terribly. What do you want to do?
Okay. First of all, this creature who is now entangled in this weird skin curtain on fire. Okay. Do I recognize it as any of the creatures in the Pocky book?
Yeah, the book of the monsters and their kind. The book that you read.
Yes.
Actually, no.
Yes. Alas. Yeah, I'm a little irritated with that. So I'll get up where I'm standing. I'll pull that book out from where it was, and I'll chuck it into the fire. That's still burning.
Okay, there is still some fire burning. Some of it is on this creature. You chuck it.
I'll chuck it.
All right.
Chuck it into the fire.
You don't know if the book is burning yet, but yeah, you chuck it.
Yeah. I see Bharat with half his arm chopped off.
Dangling in a very, very unnatural way.
It's bad. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out some opium from my stash and give it to Bharat. Listen, it's going to help dull the pain for a little bit. What? Yes, eat it.
Thanks.
Or smoke it if you want. There's fire. Yeah, you can have my pipe if you need it. Oh, maybe not. No, you know what? It's an emergency. You can have it. What else? Wait, we need to go. Wait, that creature's gone though. And there were screams. Should go. We should follow those things. Maybe Mabel is still there. Maybe we should just save ourselves. Come on, she's just a little girl.
So basically,
I-
use your
Yeah.
turn to give chuck a book at the fire. You give some opium to Bharat. The creature is taking its time to like disentangle itself from the burning curtain while it tries to stand up. So Bharat, you can go. What do you want to do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bharat is not gonna complain about the opium. He kind of like grabs it and just quickly consume it.
Is it chewable?
Just
What?
I hope so. I hope so. I have not
Please.
taken opium before. I don't know how this works.
Opium gummies coming to
Opium
a store
trees.
near you.
So Bharat kind of like
That's easy.
grins and bears the pain, and as this creature is still trying to right itself, realizes that everyone is for some reason still here. And what I would like to attempt,
Mhm.
because Bani is still catatonic, is charge at Bani with my one working arm. Try to like sling her over my shoulder and just limp out of here. I probably can't run. I'm gonna
Okay.
try and limp us out of here because apparently y'all gonna wait for all of us before we run. But it's gonna be like, we're running now. It's bad. I'm at death's door.
Yeah. Very valid.
Which way are you going? To
The
the tiny
the
door.
one that the tiny door, yeah.
All right. You
Is that like a crawlable space? Am I understanding that? It's like an Alice in Wonderland crawling space?
no, just the door is tiny. The corridor behind it is regular sized. So
Okay,
you'll
cool.
have to kind of push Bani through the door, then you make your way out, and then you get Bani upon your shoulder and start making your way out. Let's say you run all the way here, limp, more like.
Limp, yeah.
Yeah. You see this creature still standing there, and
Oh.
by this time it has managed to get up and like throw the curtain that was around it off itself. It is taken some damage, but still it will make its way to Professor, who is standing
Come
Closest to it.
on.
and
Listen, I'm standing near the fire. Is he not scared of fire?
the fire around this is gone. The fire that was there, it was on him. Now it is on the curtain that is still smoldering, but he is out of the fire. The book you chucked it at him. So he's going to attack you. Are you dodging or are you?
Dodging. I ain't got the guts to fight him.
Yeah, rolling badly.
Ah,
He fails.
how bad could it be?
Comes at you. It takes much more effort for it to hoist its sword upon its head, and the effort of it is too much for it to actually cleave at you. The sword drops to the ground, but and it lets go of it. Instead, with its one arm on which there are still some embers glowing, still some bits of fire, it goes for your neck. It's attempting to grab you. Again, this is going to be a maneuver. It is like kind of trying to grapple. So it will be the contested check. So
Okay,
again,
so
yeah.
do I just roll any number? I don't have to beat anything except its roll number, right?
Yeah, basically. Not really. It's like level of success.
Probably not, guys. Not with an 86.
Right. Uh,
I'm okay with this.
it just grabs your throat. You sorry. Yeah, you did take, when the creature had engulfed you before, I forgot this. You did take 2 points of HP damage.
Oh, 2 points. Great.
2 points of
that's
HP
fine.
damage. It would have become more and more the more time you spend within it, but Nong Khun was kind enough to free you
Oh.
from that. But at this
Yes,
point, this bone creature, you see it now very close to you, and you can
Mhm.
smell the rotting organs and everything, but they still seem to function. The burning skin curtain did not help matters much in terms of the olfactory conditions within this chamber. Regardless,
Do you think we care about the olfactory thing right now?
Yes.
yeah, Bani, sorry, Professor Bhattacharya, this creature goes for your throat. You attempt to dodge, but it manages to grab hold of you, and it is now lifting you off the ground, holding you. It is your turn, Nong Khun. You can see that Professor Bhattacharya, he came out of one trouble, but now he is in another. Once again, hoisted off the ground. What do you want to do?
I saved this man from one monster and there's the monster.
Listen, he doesn't have his opium anymore either. He's in a really bad way. Hanging off the ground without his pipe.
So basically, so essentially the zombie man has like basically choked Biswanath and taken him out. Posted him, right? And the other two have rat. Right?
As far as you can see, yes.
So
From
they
where you are.
are safe. They are potentially safe, right? I don't know what I can do, but I'm thinking. So, where is the saw?
It has dropped it to the ground. It is right next to both of them.
Right next to both of them. And just by the looks of it, it
You cannot
doesn't look
lift
like
it.
something that I can. Yeah,
No.
sure.
I answered your question before you asked it.
I mean, it's a zombie,
But there are-
right?
Yeah, there are enough knives and other surgical instruments on the shelf that can be used as a weapon. You can pick any.
Yeah. So it's a zombie man. It's just bone, right? There's no collagen. There's no tendon. If you throw something at it, it will break. How long does it take to break? So
There is a bone-breaking thingy among the instruments, like I mentioned before. We don't know what it's called.
Technical term.
I am right now looking for that thing, and I'm going to throw that thing at pinpoint aim towards the wrist, because I know that wrists are very breakable. I have broken both my wrists in real life. So I am going to do that. I'm going to try and break that person's wrist.
From your knowledge of the fragility of the human skeleton, you determine that the bones would be, like the wrist would be the best part of it, the best target. Let me quickly check. This is a thrown attack. What are you going to roll? There's a throw skill. It is going to be a throw skill. If you succeed, you hit, because the creature is not paying attention to you.
Okay, so let me just see. Where do I find a throw? So my throw is 20 and my brawl is 45.
Right. So what do you want to do? You can rush at it and attempt to do the same thing, or throw it from a distance. You know what you're good at.
Yeah, I think I'd lick it up and then I'm like, oh my, the upper arm strength is terrible to do the throwing part. So I'm like, yeah, if we die, then I'm just gonna charge at it with the
rush at it and
yes.
just roll. The creature is not going to defend itself.
So what do I roll? Brawl, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty weak. So yeah, go ahead.
I rolled 28.
And your brawl is 45,
succeed.
so that is a success. That's a regular success. You do inflict damage, and for this heavy weapon, I would say 1d6 seems right, and then you can add to it any damage bonus if you have it, which is probably unlikely.
1d6 I need to roll. Okay.
1d6
I don't
is
have the 1d6. Oh, lovely. 1.
2 points of damage.
1 point of damage.
Okay, 1 point of damage. Let me just check quickly if you have a damage bonus. I don't think you would.
Is 1 point of damage enough to break the board?
1 point of damage is enough for its grip on the professor to loosen and fumble. Professor, you fall to the ground once again. The creature turns towards Nongkun and like it is growling, but you do not hear a sound. So Nongkun is here. Bani, let's just say after
Is blood still gushing out of my ears after
that
not hearing the scream?
the growl, yeah, probably there is more. That is another like splatter
All
of
our
blood from there.
senses, all our senses are being attacked.
Right. So Bani, let's just say after all of this ordeal, and most importantly, after at least in your mind, you at least uttered some words of comfort for your dying husband. You find yourself more at peace, and you break out of this stupor. You break out of this haze that you were in, and you are now aware of all that is happening around you. You are aware, and no, you are currently being bodily carried by Bharat actually on his shoulders. And as you look up, you can see that Nongkun and the professor are tangling with this bony creature who seems pretty hurt, but yeah.
Bharat Dada, I feel like I missed a few things. You can
That's
put me
one
down
way to
now.
put it.
You can put me down now. I think I can walk.
Bharat is going to let you down, but it's definitely a very clumsy, like, hold you
One
down.
hand.
So Bani once you put her down, realizes that part of one of your arms is dangling and goes what is that? What?
Go.
Why?
Go. There's no time. Okay? There's no time.
Okay, we'll
You
catch
need to
up.
go.
Okay, we'll catch up later. Let's go. And then Bani starts marching down the corridor with Bharat.
Towards the well.
Bharat will
Yes.
not move yet.
What? Okay, so Bani starts striding forward, realizes Bharat is not moving, turns back and goes, "There is no time. Remember? These are the words that just came out of your mouth. Why aren't you coming with me?"
And I think you see Bharat just staring at the saw blade that's on the ground.
Bharat, listen to me, okay? There might not be anyone waiting for me anymore, but there is someone waiting for you. Let us leave.
Bharat will make a decision on his turn, I think.
Bani, what is your decision? Are you leaving? Or are you staying?
So I think Bani would make her way back towards the well, not actually go up yet, but just to see if Tapi is still there.
Okay.
He's still there.
Oh
Alright.
man.
You make your way back to the well. It is Professor Bhattacharya's turn, but as you are about to do whatever you want to do, you hear a child scream, soon joined by another voice, like another child's voice coming from somewhere to your, I don't know, to the west of the map. Ooh, is what you hear. Yeah, you do hear it clearly. You can roll me a little check. Bani is a little bit far at this point.
Sure.
I can also hear it, right?
Yeah. Nongkun and Professor Bhattacharya, you hear a child scream, but then there is this skeletal creature still there, weakened but alive. You rolled
I rolled a 2. My listen's a 20.
Yeah. That is an extreme success, but at this point, you also hear a child scream coming from somewhere off to the side, and you are pretty sure that you hear 2 kids, and you hear them shout something out, and it sounds like the local bhasha. Because of your extreme success, you can decipher at least what they like. They're screaming, yes, but they're saying something to the tune of "bachao, bachao" or something like that. Save me, help me. and you recognize that it is in the local bhasha. First time I have
Not a wise
actually
kid.
made good use of extreme success. Typically, extreme successes I end up doing the wrong thing, but yeah, I think this time.
You say that though, but that's
Happy
probably in the direction of darkness.
Right. So,
Oh.
in any case, it is Professor Bhattacharya's turn. Next is Bharat.
Scientific mind.
Saves him twice.
Twice.
Effective.
The book. Surprisingly, it looks completely intact. The fire did nothing to it. Book is not burning. Yeah, I mean, right? You had a theory that the book is burned, the ash is consumed. That doesn't seem to be the case. If the book has to be consumed, the book has to be consumed, as it is. I know. On theme. I mean, on theme, but yeah, unfortunately. Okay.
Your weapon is knowledge. I love it.
This is going to
Oh,
be.
I really thought you were going to.
Favorite cuisine, burnt ash. Right. The creature does look pretty weakened. It is not even strong enough to hold the weapon that it was wielding. So you can go ahead and take the book and whack it on its head. Roll a brawn check. Need to succeed. Oh my god.
Welcome to my world.
Would you like to describe what that pathetic failure looks like? Right. Yeah. The creature The creature watches the path of the book as it flies off, looks back at you, and it's a skeleton face, but it has a quizzical expression. What are you trying to do? Kind of a thing. Meanwhile, Bharat, it is your turn. You can see that it looks like Professor and Nong are intent on fighting this thing, although there is an option to run, and you heard children screaming.
No,
and-
we are not intent.
It looks like it. It looks like it. So yeah, you heard children screaming. They sound like they are from here. What do you want to do?
Evens, I go after the children. Odds, I fuck off. Evens, we're going after the children. I think
Good,
Bharat, the way I'm rationalizing this is Bharat has lost so much blood. He's taken the opium and it's dulled the ache, but it's still pulsing at the elbow. It's just this throbbing numbness and pain that's going on to his arm. He's a little delirious, and he hears these children. And I think that deliriousness translates into just base instincts of who Bharat is, and that is actually someone who wants to help. He may be a gangster, but he went into that occupation 'Cause he's good at
help
fighting
people.
to help people in the best way he could. So he's gonna start limping and he's just gonna mutter mindlessly like, "Ache, ache. Kids, I'm coming. Dada is coming. Just wait for me." And he's just gonna limp in that direction. So I'm assuming in this path forward. Oh no, that way. Okay,
Right.
that was the other way.
Dream is coming from somewhere here.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll follow.
Right. Are you going right past the creature?
Probably. I narrated that he's being delirious, so yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So, as you get to this corridor, you can see that
I love making decisions.
it goes off on both sides. However, when you first came into this place, you had seen a trail of blood on the ground, and the trail leads down this path, down south. You also see that there was this ditch that circumnavigated this chamber. It follows this same path. To the north, the corridor still goes around this circle, but there's nothing else there. But this ditch of blood, along with the trickle of blood on the ground, it goes along this path. Are you going north or south? Like,
Where do I hear them from? Is it north or south? Most likely.
You hear them again. These kids screaming out, and it is coming from this actually south. From
South.
Yeah, down
Yeah, that's
where
where I'm.
the
That's
trail
where
of
I'm
blood
going.
is.
Maybe I can
Right.
save the kids. Yeah.
Right. So you continue a bit further.
I'm so scared. There's more. There's some more.
Yeah.
You can
What is this?
you
Why are
continue
you
further.
taking me?
No, it's perfectly safe. You continue further. The corridor
God.
has a couple of turns. The ditch of blood continues right alongside the wall until what you can see at the end of the corridor is this large stone door. In fact, the outline of it is similar to the original door that you entered this complex from. The ditch of blood ends at the door and then it continues into the door and forms this kind of spiral pattern. However, the good news is that the door is slightly ajar, and that is the children, the voices of the children is coming from beyond that door. So we'll leave you there.
Good news.
Good news.
Nong
I mean-
Khun, you just saw Bharat deliriously limp past you. Perhaps you thought that he is here to help you with this situation that you are in, but he just went past and went into this corridor and disappeared. What do you want to do?
It's just can you imagine? You were like
When?
standing there with your like bravery, and then Professor Sam is just like with the book, and then like he goes that direction, and then Bharat just limps past going bache,
But then,
and just like you're just like you might even
Until
exchange
y'all lose an
glances.
arm, I don't want to hear it.
Just no, but I'm just imagining like Nongkun like exchanging a look with the creature. Like, are we the only ones making sense?
Nong
So
Khun,
that
I mean,
happens.
yeah, that happens.
So that happens. First thing that I say very instinctively when the professor throws out, what the fuck? Okay, then I take other action. That is what I do. First thing. Now, so the thing is, professor is not again in a life or death situation, right? There is one turn before that happens.
Yeah.
It's just predictive text at this point.
The question is, do I go after? Bharat is also low, but will I be able to reach her?
Yeah. Bharat was limping. You can catch up with him for sure.
Then I'll look at Professor and be like, "Run! Don't fucking try to eat a book." And I also start and I start holding towards run no and when I get to the the intersection, I'll be like, I look at Professor, I'll be like, run in the opposite direction. Don't come to me. And I go
Just to be clear.
You're going after Bharat. You catch up with Bharat, and you also see this door at the end. You can, in fact, get to the door. If you can get to the door, but you have to decide whether you want to go in or not, or at least open the door or not.
I
You
look
still
at
have
Bharat and be like, yeah. So I look at Bharat and I put my hand on the door and very instinctively asking him for should I push the door or should I wait? Basically that.
You just hear him muttering bache, and he just kind of just says and you can see the glaze over in his eye of this man is losing a lot of blood as he is saying, I hear them, they're there, I hear them. We must help the kids there. That's all our people have. That's all we have.
And taking that, I am obviously not keyed in to take so much emotional damage at that point in time. So my hand just pushes the door, and I'm like, yeah. So I push the door, and then I'm looking at Bharat, and I push the door, and then I nod at Bharat, very slow, and I look into the wilderness. What is happening into the abyss?
You push the door
That's what's
open.
behind the door.
Let's just say you picked up the torch that you were carrying at some point of time. So it is still completely dark within, but with your torch, you hold it up.
I don't have a torch.
You had used
Through
the
my
torch to burn the oil thing. I'm just saying, let's just say you picked it up at some point, unless
Okay.
you don't know. Just shortcutting it. So let's just say you picked it up at some point. You look within this room, and it looks like it's another room, rectangular this time, and it looks like on some kind of a viewing gallery almost. There is this balcony almost that runs across around the perimeter, but the middle part of it is hollow to a lower floor. You can't yet really tell what exactly is going on down there, but at least on this floor you don't see anybody. The fact that it is a viewing gallery is almost confirmed by the fact that there are these stone chairs that are placed all along this corridor, this gallery, so to speak. And even these chairs are carved out of the same stone, but yeah, that's what it looks like. There is a set of stairs that goes down across the room on the other side, that goes down to a lower floor. But yeah, that will be your turn more or less. Bani, you saw Bharat mutter and deliriously walk past and go into basically into the opposite side. You see Professor still there, and you see Nong Khun basically follow Bharat soon. You look up, you don't sit up. And it has been some time. It is now, it looks like you have spent some time here. The light outside is waning. It is becoming the sun probably has set. The last light of the day that you see outside.
Positive. Okay. I'm so Bani would call out to Tapti just in case, she's sitting on the ground. It's tiring work waiting for people to risk their lives.
No response.
Tapti?
Nothing.
Tapti!
Nothing.
Oh my god. Okay. Bani is trying super hard not to hyperventilate. I will let you. Actually, I will not let you decide whether she succeeds. She's trying not to hyperventilate. And then she goes, okay, in the absence of somebody to pull money out of this, really should see if Bharat still has all his limbs. So goes sort of back and peers into the room from which Nong Khun and Bharat have left. Is the professor still there?
professor is still there.
Okay. So I'm gonna be like, Doctor. What are you busy with? You would, I just come. Is it actively trying to dismember you?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Sorry about
Yes.
that.
but
So,
it does look pretty weak at this point.
Bani, if she can, is gonna go again, like run past or whatever given value of that, run past and dexterously avoid any interaction with this bone creature and to pick up some implements, whatever the heaviest looking implement is.
Yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, you picked a weapon suitable enough.
And sort of like with a screaming warrior cry goes and tries to basically hit like somewhere on the like clavicle or the neck of the
Roll
creature.
for attack. Roll your brawl, basically.
Brawl. I'm not losing my chapels. Brawl. Oh,
There's
good.
So much
Guess how
blood on
much
the
I have
floor.
in brawl. I got, what did I get? Not even it's a regular failure.
It's a regular failure.
Can I
Use luck points. Yes,
luck?
12.
Yeah,
You need 12 luck points for this. How many luck points do you have? You don't have.
I have 16. I can
Okay,
I'll
you-
use.
you can.
Okay. Not like I'm gonna need them for anything else from now on. Cool. So is it a success?
It's a success.
Huh.
Roll 1d6
So-
damage.
1d6, huh?
You need 3 or above.
Listen, how many you can? Oh, 4. Thank
That
you.
is good enough. Just would you like to describe your kill?
Yes! 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 Bani channels all the rage that she has from the visions and the fact that she has apparently been unconscious for some of this, which probably means bad things happen to her that she will find out later. And then she's just like, she hates that she channels all the hatred for this lack of control that she has over her life right now and hits the creature in the neck and like just stays like that until she is sure that the creature is dropped for good.
So yeah, this poor unfortunate creature has to bear the brunt of all of your pent-up rage. Whatever was holding up its the organs and the things that were still beating inside of it, it just gives way. First of what happens first is all of its organs, its liver, its heart and all, they just kind of slide down and drop out of its ribcage, out of its bones and fall to the ground, plop onto the ground, which is already coated in a thick layer of blood. And then the rest of it, the bones, it just crumble and fall onto the ground. You have killed a ghoul, despite everything. So now you find, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, and Bani would just like in her fit of rage, just like stomp on the organs that are on the ground.
Pushing them, throwing bile and other liquids everywhere. But yeah, you find yourself, at least for now, safe from harm. You have seen Nong and Bharat go off across this corridor and go south. So I'm assuming you are going to join them.
Yeah, so Bani will look towards the professor, still kind of like breathing heavily from the rage, and be like, should we go join the others? Although Taptis doesn't seem to be there, so there's no way for us to get out. Let's just go see what the others are doing. We found the children. Oh my god! So like upon hearing that, because Bani was too far away to hear the screams, follows behind Bharat and Nong.
So at this point, I'll just use one of your tokens, which happens to be Nong. So when the rest of the party joins you, Nong, you, I'm assuming, you all enter this upper floor, and as you take your torch to the edge of the balcony and point it below, you see that there is a lower floor. There is a row of pillars that are holding up this gallery. Down below, the first thing that you see is somewhere here, just more or less underneath you, is this rather large humanoid figure. But it just has too many arms. It takes a moment, but then it registers that, yeah, this is not moving. This thing is not moving. It is probably a statue. It is life-size plus. It is maybe 10-12 feet tall. There is this statue of a feminine figure right underneath you that has several arms, 8, 10. It is difficult to count. It is a little dark. There is blood falling from somewhere up top on the ceiling directly onto the statue. You are seeing the back of its head, so you don't know exactly where it is falling, but this blood, it splatters, it splashes and covers the entirety of it, which means that the entire statue is also red, similar to what Professor Bhattacharya looks like now. This many-armed statue is placed on top of a pedestal. Ahead of it, somewhere here, you see another humanoid figure, and this one is definitely alive. This one is moving. It is sitting on the ground with its knees held up to its chest. It is rocking back and forth, and there you see blood around it. I mean, there is blood everywhere, but you do see a pool of blood next to this humanoid figure. It is rocking back and forth. You can almost hear it is babbling something incoherently. But most importantly, in this corner over here, you see 4 children. As you take your torch and like push it as far as you can from where you are standing, you see these 4 children over there. You're pretty sure there are four kids over there, but there is not much else you can make out from where you are. What do you do? All of you see this.
Bharat will, at this point, now that we're out of combat, out of initiative, would have like torn part of his shirt to haphazardly wrap around his very, very grievous wound.
Yeah,
somebody want to help with this?
Yeah, I was going to say that like Bani would probably take off her dupatta and like do like instead of that and like help Bharat.
You can roll a first aid check, Bani.
Listen, I mean, I love you, Bharat, but you know what Bani's roles are.
Right. So I'm all right. So let's say you get help from the rest. So actually, both of you can roll first aid. Nong, you can also roll a first aid. Whoever, we just need 1 success out of the 2 of you.
Oh, 98.
That's a failure.
83.
That's a failure.
Both of y'all.
But you get no relief from these 2. They're just messing up the wound that you already have. Probably their hands are shaking a little bit.
Bus. Enough. It's attached. That's all I need. I just need it semi-attached. Bus.
Right.
There's one man of science in this group, and then we are the ones who are doing this.
The man of science. The man of science normally deals with plants and also sometimes ash. There are no normally creatures.
And literally deals in opium.
Yeah.
But Ricard, in any case,
He did give me opium.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So you will perhaps. Yes. All right. It's back in your bag. You are holding a scalpel. And Nongkun and Bani, both of you did pick up some weapons, some bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah.
So you have those. Bharat, of course, you have your trusty dagger. The attempt at first aid did not succeed. So, but you are not bleeding out at this moment. You are not on the verge of death or anything. So,
Yeah.
the moment of rest.
Yeah, it's
That
just
helps?
more that his arm is not going to be more of a hindrance than it is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
dangling around.
Hashtag rest.
So, yeah. You
Hashtag
do-
hang in there.
Right. So with that, are you gonna go down the stairs?
You said that the kids are they on the top, the higher level floor, and they're huddling in
No.
the corner? They're
There's
the bottom
nothing-
huddling in the
yeah.
corner.
There's nobody on the bottom floor. The kids are huddling over here. There is somebody here, but they are at this moment not really doing anything.
Cool.
So does Bani recognize Mabel amongst the kids?
You will have to get closer to really distinguish
I-
individual children. Right, children.
You-
There are 4 of them there.
You mind pointing out again on the map where the kids are?
Here in this corner, over here.
Okay.
You guys are
That's-
here at
My
this
children
moment
are missing.
on upstairs.
Okay.
As this conversation happens and we're noticing these people, I just like in character I remind, like, as we see 4, like 5 children are missing. 1 Mabel and then 4 children from the village. It's just 4, one is not
Yeah.
accounted for.
And the person like sort of rocking back and forth. Do they have adult proportions or
Adult.
kid proportions?
No. It's a grown man.
Is he an Englishman?
No.
Okay. Oh. mhm.
Val does not like this, but Bharat is braver than me.
Bharat, no, Bharat, no, don't.
Bharat is he's gonna walk up to like here, just by the steps. And he's gonna call out in the local basa, and just be like, "Kids, are you here?"
You hear a reply from a very thin, very young voice. Say, "Who's there? Please help us!
It's Bharat Dada. Just stay calm. Yeah.
Please help!
I'm coming. What
Anil
else
and
is
Ron.
there?
There's this. I don't know what is this. I can't see." It is so the chamber before you entered has been in complete darkness. So the kid would. So the kid says that there's someone here. I can see him, but there's someone I can hear him breathing. I don't know who it is. Onil and Dhon.
Just stay there,
they're
we're
not
coming.
moving. The kid also says, Onil and Dhon, they're not moving. So the 4 children who were missing were Onil, Dhon, Piku, and Nishi. Onil and Dhon are the older kids. Piku and Nishi are the younger ones.
So 2 of them are not moving, but I'm only hearing one voice, right?
At this point, yeah. But you heard 2 voices before.
Okay. But it'll be like, stay calm, we're coming. And he's gonna look at the other 3, and is just gonna be like, we need a bit of light down here. And he's going to hold his little knife out. If whoever is gonna, he can't hold the other torch, so someone else is gonna be his other arm.
Right.
Would you like us to expertly tie this torch to you?
Please don't do that.
Okay,
2
fine.
arms swing and flail a torch.
Fine then. Don't take her head. Okay, yeah. So I think Bani is feeling super brave because of having like dusted the bone creature. So and plus Bharat did save her. So Bani's gonna be like, okay, I'll hold the torch for you.
Right.
Okay, we
so
will
Bani
now
holds the
step
torch,
trepidatiously.
descend down the stairs, and yeah, you get down the stairs. You have surmise is most probably Atua in the middle of the floor. Does not respond, does not move. There is definitely a change in atmosphere within the room because of your torches, your light changes things, but then it still does not respond. You come all the way down the stairs. You see the 4 children. You do not see Mabel among them. Bani, Mabel is not there. All the 4 children who are there, they belong to the workers, and you knew that four children were missing, and you find 4 here. But you see that the 2 older children, Onir and Don, they are like, this is something that the others saw you do just a moment ago. They are completely unresponsive. They are just staring at the idol off to one side of this room. Whereas the other 2, the younger ones, one is Piku, the other is Rishi, one boy, one girl. They are trying to rouse them at this point, but then they see you coming down, and there's this relief in their eyes that they are finally safe. What do you all do?
Bharat is going. He is just standing stock still, like a dog that's ready to fight. Like hackles raised. He's just standing still, kind of like around like this area, and he's just going to like gesture to Bunny and the other 2 to if they've come down the stairs. I don't know if they've joined us down here.
Yes. We have come down to the stage.
You don't want to be alone up there. More like.
And he's gonna like look at everyone and like just gesture at the kids while he is singularly focused at Atua and the idol. He's just any other shapes that are going to move in this space that's not behind him, he's paying attention.
All right. What do the rest of you do?
So I think Bani.
Bani.
Sorry. So Bani sees where Bharat is looking, and says, "Bharat, do you want?" So I think you should use this, and kind of like offers the larger weapon, and like in exchange for the knife, and says, "That is the most break-worthy statue I've ever seen. What do you think?"
Hear him, you see him nod and like grunt affirmatively. He's just kind of like, but he's watching Atua, because Atua is a wild card here. He does not know who he's dealing with here.
So while Bharat is trying to figure out what he wants to do, so Bani hands him the weapon. Do you give Bani the knife instead?
Yeah, you can have his dagger.
His knife. Okay. So Bani takes the knife and sort of still also keeping an eye on Aqua, moves towards the kids, at least to comfort them, if nothing else at the moment.
So you have a better look at the statue now that you are downstairs. The blood that is dripping from the ceiling, it is falling onto the statue's tongue, which is sticking out. And you see this like garland of skulls around her waist and things like that. It's a feminine figure for sure, but it is unfamiliar to you. Let's just say this particular whatever this idol represents, it is unfamiliar. It is in this story, in this world. Let's just say
stares in my particular
Alika!
family history.
No relation to any goddess living or otherwise. So, Bani, as you take a step towards the children, you and Nong Khun are carrying torches. Both of your torches suddenly they dim until they're merely a smolder. The hair on the back of your heads, all of your heads, stands up. And you smell this acrid, acidic, metallic smell in the air. Something that you did smell once before. There is a crackle of electricity in the air. And, sorry, I'll put you guys here. No, over here. There's a crackle of electricity. Yeah. Just one moment.
Rajib's about to show us the most terrifying thing in existence.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
not. So there is a crackle of electricity. As you look up, there is this bluish glow coming from up the stairs, from the upstairs platform here, and you see this air ripple over there in this blue light, and something starts to materialize. These tendrils start forming out of thin air. They start branching out and form this very vaguely humanoid shape. Professor, with your knowledge of the human body and your knowledge of the medicinal sciences, you can see that what this figure looks like is it resembles the human central nervous system. There is and all of these tendrils that form this figure, they are glowing. The highest concentration of it is where the head would be if it were a human, and the nerves, so to speak, that make up that, it starts moving as if speaking, as if it is a mouth, but you do not hear a voice. What you hear is inside of your head, and what you hear this voice say inside your head is, "I'm afraid I cannot let you do that. The children must stay." I have memories of you. You are Professor Bhattacharya. I remember Edwin looking up to you. I have memories of some of the others as well. I was Edwin. Now I'm something else. But I regret that you found yourself here, and now you are culpable for the thing that is about to happen. But these children cannot go. A sacrifice is necessary. I am sorry, Professor. I am not Edwin. Not anymore. I do not have a name. I'm afraid I lost her. I had taken Mabel from her room, but I misjudged her power. I do not know where she is. I misjudged her power, Professor. Yes. This is the goddess Bhadra. He says, a great evil is slumbering right beneath these grounds. When the comet comes, it will awaken. It will consume the intellect of every sentient being in this estate. It will grow strong and then spread. At that point, no army, no nation, no eternal British Empire can stand against it. Per my calculations, the only chance we have is to summon the goddess Bhadra and have her destroy while it is still weak. It may be a small chance, but it is better than zero. The children must be sacrificed. It is the only way. Yes, they haven't, and that is the point. Goddess Bhadra only accepts blood of the innocent, and there are no more innocent than these children. I'm sorry. It is not just blood. Their lives must be foregone. I am weighing the life of everyone against that of 4 children. The answer seems obvious to me. Everyone will die. Bharat, this, I mean, you don't really see this thing look to you, but you feel this connection pulling you towards it, like psychically. Bharat, I know you and I bear the same secret, the same burden. Edwin's love is now lost, and you feel this directionality of the psychic connection between you move towards the figure on the ground, and he says, "But yours still lives. If we do not do this, their lives will be lost. Everyone will be gone."
Bharat grits his teeth as he understands so intimately this connection, as an image forms in his mind of a handsome, rugged young man who lives in the village. And he looks at Edwin, question mark, who has made these calculations of the lives that he has chosen to put on the chopping block. And it is the lives of, and you see Bharat like grit his teeth and he just says, "But it is our children's lives you have chosen."
I am aware of that. That is why I chose Mabel too. Everyone must make sacrifices. But like I said, I could not contain her. She is now gone. I do not know where she is. I understand that all of this is happening because of my family. It was my great-grandfather that discovered this entity and made a deal with it. The workers, they do not know that they have been bred here for generations to only serve as food. My grandfather, he let his own daughter, my mother, be consumed by it. I can see it, him choosing my uncle, well, Edwin's uncle, over my mother. Sacrifices must be made, is what he said. And that is why I chose Mabel. But this is the only way. I do not have the power to stop you anymore. All I'm doing is pleading with you. Please let me do this. Otherwise, everything will be lost.
All of us can
Yes,
hear this, right?
yes,
In our
absolutely.
heads. If anybody else wants to take an action, please say so. But like Bani just wants to say something to the bundle of nerves that is Edwin. So it's just also Rajib, side note, if the real villain turns out to be anxiety personified because this is somebody's parasympathetic nervous system, listen, there were better ways of doing this. Anyway, okay, so Bani looks at when for lack of a better name and says, Edwin Baba, do you remember spending time with that child, with Mabel, with this child that both of us have watched grow from a tiny thing to the little woman she is now? Do you remember spending time with her? Do you remember playing with her in her
Yes.
room? Do you remember teaching her about the
Yes,
stars?
I have memories, and perhaps it was a mistake.
Perhaps it was Edwin. Our memories, even the poorest man has memories, and our memories are what make us. Sometimes we lose people in circumstances outside of our control. You don't have to follow every instinct of anger and rage and whatever it is that drove you to this moment here. Don't do this, Edwin Baba, please. Do you not? No matter what you might believe about these children, about people who work every day for your uncle on this estate, no matter what you believe about their purpose in life, they are people. Nobody deserves.
And I am
Yes.
doing this for them, for the people. Edwin felt anger. Edwin felt sadness. I am no longer Edwin. I do not feel those things. This is a pure logical calculation. The lives of every worker that you care about so much. Unfortunately, the life of my uncle as well. And every person who works on this estate versus the life of 4 children. That is all.
Edwin, where do you get your information? A. B. Why are those 2 children not moving? Tell me now.
Unfortunately, it is an effect of my mere presence. I have been studying this for a very long time. This was not disclosed to me. I found it out myself. The terrible secret that my family bears, the relationship that it has with this entity. I found out about this from things that they hid from me. And when I delved too deep, it turned me into what I am now. I was burnt away. I was supposed to perish, but I was able to put myself back together. In my confusion, in my pain, I went to the person that knew would understand, the person that Edwin used to love. But my mere proximity turned his mind to mush. But it did give me clarity. It gave me strength to learn more, to find out more, and to try and find a solution, to find a way to fight this thing when it comes. And unfortunately, I did it to more people. I took what psychic energies they had in order to strengthen mine. But I'm not doing that anymore. All I want to do now is to bring back the goddess. This is the only way. This is our only chance.
Why is this the only way?
What is the goddess going to do against this entity?
My family thinks of this entity as a god. Only a goddess can take down a god. This has happened in the past. It can happen again. Again, like I said, the chances are not certain, but there is still a chance. Without the goddess, all of us are doomed. Nongkun, you want to say something? This is not Edwin, but yeah, this is the GM.
No. I just want to figure out some things. One, I want to figure out, are they speaking the truth? In the sense, like, do they believe what they're saying, or they're bullshitting,
Right?
or they are just telling a white
Right.
lie? That kind of a thing I want to figure.
Go ahead and make a psychology roll.
Hey, finally,
Yes.
it came in handy.
It's all coming together.
Calculated.
And do you know what?
Just
What did you roll?
I rolled a 60, but I have I have psychology 50, and my luck is 16. So I'm gonna spend 10 luck points and have a success.
Yes. Go
Right?
for it.
Yep. 6 luck points remain.
Right. Like, it is one thing trying to judge whether a person is telling a lie to you or the truth to you, but this is no longer a person. This is something else. So it is a bit more difficult. But what you can judge is this thing, this entity seems to be telling the truth, or at least it believes it to be the truth. You can't be certain of it, but for all intents and purposes, it seems to be the truth. And you have seen signs of it. So there are some things that are corroborated. As the entity continues to speak, and it says that this thing, it slumbers beneath the earth, but its tendrils are already spreading. It can, if it wants, bring everyone in this place under its control, under its thrall. Although the state it is in now, it will not last long. But it is only a matter of time. In a year's time, the comet will be here. That is what will awaken its full capabilities. It arrived on Earth on a comet when it was here the last time, 300 years ago. And now, with the comet back, it will awaken, and then it will just destroy everything.
Was as this conversation is happening, Nong just speaks very, very somberly. It's like it was not our choice to give these children their life. It is not our choice to the arts be doomed, and there's an apocalypse that's coming. As well face it. Not in our prerogative. To do harm to people whom we have no over whom we must operating.
All I'm doing is putting a logical point to you. Professor, you would understand this, right? Please tell me you understand. Lives of everyone weighed against that of 4 children.
Edwin, I understand what you think you're doing is correct, but I can't agree with this exactly. I mean, I see that you believe that you think this strange entity is going to come flying in a comet automobile of sorts or whatever it is, and land on Earth and take over and eat people's brains. But it sounds all very far-fetched. Where did you read it? Did you read it from these books? I pulled out the 2 books which I have. Where did you find these?
It is part of my family's sordid history itself. I found out about the goddess from one of those books. That is where I learned that there is a solution to this, because before that, it was all despair for me. When I learned what my family plans to do, what my uncle plans to do.
Listen, Edwin, I mean, I do understand what you're trying to say. I mean, to an extent. But you can't weigh innocent lives against events which might happen. There's no reason to believe that it will 100% without fail happen. It's not
It will
happened
happen
in
100%
our
without fail.
lifetime before, has it?
It hasn't. It is a question of 1 year. 1 year.
Isn't 1 year with them still worth it?
1 year of servitude. Do you think
Servitude. What do you mean, Edwin? You have a loving family, but to some extent at least. And you had Atua.
I
And
had? Yes.
you could have had this whole year together.
All I have is this now. The need to prevent the apocalypse.
I flipped through the book. Is this goddess in the book?
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
did find information about the goddess in the book, Nong, and I'll come to Bani.
As that is happening, and I just remember something, and I like, and I look at the professor, and as he's looking, he's like, "Didn't you say there was another way to summon this goddess?"
Well, yes. I mean, it honestly doesn't make any sense now that I think about it in a logical setting. But there was a little footnote somewhere. It said that if you consume the book, which honestly I think is a metaphor for reading it and like absorbing it. You know how they say like you just swallowed that book in 2 days, and you should have savored it. It's all like weird metaphors for like reading.
I mean, you
Anyway.
threw the book at somebody earlier, so that is also another metaphor. But regardless, can you make a education check, Professor?
Me? Okay.
Can I help him
That's a knowledge.
with this? Can I help
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
This-
You have been assisting the professor with the books earlier as well, so yeah, you can.
Education check. I have
That would
no
be
idea
a
what
bonus die.
education- A what? A bonus
A
Yes.
die?
bonus die.
Hang on, I'm lost. Where's my education?
It's up top, along with your attributes.
Oh, with like
Main
intelligence.
Yeah, in your.
Oh
when
no,
you're
no,
saying
it's there. It's there. I see it. I see it. I see it. Wow, I have a great education.
you are
I would
educated.
seriously
This is
hope
the
so.
wrong 35, and my education is 85.
That is
Yes.
hard success.
Yeah.
So the thing about consuming the book, that was more with the eldritch creatures, the other book, monsters and their kind. That is where it was mentioned that the other way of gaining the power of summoning these creatures. Regarding summoning the goddess, there might be another way. Like sacrifice of innocent might not be the only way to summon the goddess, but it will require further study. It will require like dedicated research and study. Perhaps you will have to find some other reference book, but there might be you have a strong feeling.
In that case, I'll just say to Edmund, listen, I know you think that this is the only way, but there can't just be one way. I'll sit and figure this out with you. We'll work on it together, like a research project, just like we used to back. We'll figure out something else. It can work. And anyways, you don't need to summon the goddess or whoever it is a year early, right? Whatever for. What is she even going to do for 1 year?
For a year, sit around doing nothing. Right. So, all right. So, with all of this argument that you have put forth, I would have you make a persuasion. This is going to be a very important. And you will have a bonus die
pressure.
to this. You'll have a bonus die to this because again, there has been a variety of arguments, both ethical and otherwise practical.
Oops.
Y'all, my persuasion sucks.
What about intimidate? She could use it. He could use intimidate.
I don't think I
If
know.
you are trying to intimidate this central nervous system creature,
No.
if you are, then yeah, it is more
Try to find a
persuasion
persuasion.
at this moment.
Could you remind me
So
which
it's like
category?
using
it's
logical
in?
arguments. Will be, I think it's in the last column.
Yeah, it's in
There
the
we go.
last
It must
column.
be
Yeah.
And
language. There we go.
my persuasion
Persuade. Mine's
is
Persuade.
50.
Mine is 40.
whoa.
And
Bani.
10 for the
Yeah.
professor.
Yes, mine is just 10.
All right. So, I mean, you have all participated in this. So, I will let your group choose who makes the persuasion roll, and you'll still have a bonus die.
Yeah. What is Nong Khun's? 'Cause
Bani,
it-
talk some sense into him.
Bharat has 50. I would go with Bharat.
Oh, wait, how
somehow
much
I
do
have
you have?
50.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a smooth
what?
talker on top of everything
I have-
else.
I
Wow,
have-
the
I
perfect
have-
man.
I have fast talk. I don't have persuasion. I have good
Right.
fast
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
the
I have-
perfect
I
man
have
until you
intimidate.
ask him to do anything educational. And don't ask.
I have intimidate, but fast talk and persuade are both at 40. But Bharat has 50 in
Bharat,
persuade.
use the power of very good friends and win him over.
Okay. I do have a lot of
power of
points in
friendship.
worst case scenario, so let's do it.
Yeah, go Bharat.
Okay. I rolled a 74. My persuade is a 50. I do have 43 luck left.
You have a
So-
you have a bonus.
Do some more.
You have advantage. You can roll
bonus
again.
dice.
Yeah,
What is
you
this?
can
So do I roll it again?
roll it
Okay.
again. Take the lower value.
16.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
That works.
Yes!
That
Bharat goes, please. And everyone's like, okay.
Bharat, I think Bharat looks at
Mhm.
the statue,
Mhm.
right? And you don't need to be a genius or well-learned individual to understand symbolism. Bhadra, even though Bharat doesn't know this goddess, he knows this is a fearsome entity. This is a fearsome goddess, powerful, a warrior, and I think that's where Bharat goes. I think he stares at her, doesn't turn around to Edwin, and just says, "I think there are other types of lives and sacrifices that this goddess would appreciate that aren't just
Okay.
innocent."
The central nervous system pauses for a bit, considers all of your arguments, and you hear once again the voice in your head says, "Yes, perhaps I was hasty. We do not need to do it right now. We do have some time, but I will count on you to find a way to defeat the entity before time runs out. And if we do not have another solution, or if you choose to run away, I can always do this again. Gather some children, slit their throats."
So,
Edwin, don't say it so coldly.
I am no longer human, Professor.
How are we going to
Human
do a
life does
research
not matter to me.
project like this?
anxiety and academia go together, Professor. It's fine. So, what we need to do next is apply for a grant for this to answer this question.
No, what we need to do is get these kids out of.
Yeah, I think at that point, as Edwin says, like, "I will come and slit these throats," Bharat will look up at Edwin and just say, "You don't have to do that. You can just slit mine." And he will walk over to the children, and he'll smile, and he's like, "Come, okay, let's go."
And Bani also follows Bharat to the kids because I feel like Bharat has forgotten that one of his arms is almost falling off. So then she goes, she's like,
I have one arm. I can have one child on one arm, and one can sit on my
It's true.
shoulder. They just don't try not to look here.
It's
That's
true.
all.
How about
Coming down will be a
how
problem.
about you try and pick up one of the older kids who's unconscious, and I'm gonna look towards the professor and Nong to be like, let's drag the older kids out, or ask Edwin to go to whatever his study is now, and so that the kids wake up, so we can basically. I want to pick up Piku because smallest, and yeah, kind of like carrying the kids out.
Right. So Edwin definitely doesn't. Edwin, or formerly the artist formerly known as Edwin, does not stop any of you.
Edwin question mark in brackets.
Yeah.
Twin dash.
From this
Edwin
anymore. So yeah, you can carry the children away and out of this place. Let's say you do, which means, yay, you have rescued the children.
I
Yay.
would like to. Yeah, I was like, but before like Edwin, before we leave his presence, I would like to ask, when was the last time you saw Mabel, and what do you mean you could not contain her? Could you speak in plain English, please? Thanks.
It was this very morning, or well, twilight, when I went into her room and carried her away. She was still asleep. But once she awoke, she displayed things that I have not seen before. She seemed to have immense psychic power. She incapacitated me and ran off. This, like I said, this thing runs in my family.
That explains how she is able to get away with some things in the nursery, but not like this. Okay. And at what point did she, like, where were you when she woke up and overpowered whatever you are now? And yeah, where were you?
We were near this well.
Oh, fuck off.
Edwin, You are a ray of sunshine in our lives. And then I just take Piku and leave.
All right.
Wait a minute. What does that mean? You know this well? What the ash was Mabel?
No, that was just what remains of Edwin. There is still some remnant of him that clings to me and seems to follow where I go. It was always Edwin.
It tastes very good. I'm sorry. I apologize, Edwin. I didn't mean to. I didn't know it was you. I was trying to make a scientific discovery.
Yeah, that's it better.
Apology accepted. So, you take the children, two of them very happy to be finally rescued, two of them still a little unresponsive, lethargic, but awake, not unconscious. You take them all the way out, you pass the pile of bones and organs that used to be that creature, the blood dripping like lined floor and everything. And
Do we also do Atua?
do you want to take Atua?
Yeah.
Like, do you speak with Edwin about Atua?
Yeah. Does Atwa seem responsive? Like, or does Atwa seem like clung
Not
to this
really.
place? You know what I mean?
He seems clung to the place. Like he is not really responding. He is still babbling something. He has not changed his demeanor at all during this whole exchange.
I mean, I feel like Atua being here is not going to comfort what is left of Edwin. It's just going to remind it. I feel like it is the thing that will keep driving him close to that sacrificial tendency. So maybe we should get the daily minute by minute reminder of his failed love life away from him.
Not to mention the fact that I'm sure Atwa probably had people in the village who cared about him. We should bring him back. Who knows? With time, he might feel better again. How are we going to bring him back?
Yeah. Take him by the hand, which is what I understand you did with some of us who were also similarly not responsive.
We'll try to.
I don't know if Edwin will take it. I don't know if Edwin will take it kindly if we take away his.
Isn't Edwin
what remains of his beloved?
So is Edwin the artist formerly known as Edwin still in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we just check with him and like say that, you know, we can bring Atua back when we find the other way of dealing with this problem. But for now, perhaps it is better for him that he is with his family
and safe and fed and clothed and not, probably just sitting in a pool of blood chanting.
His own family tied him up to a post in his own house. But, well, I suppose it is at least part of it is my fault. I am the one who did this to him.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you are right. A human being does have needs which I might not be able to provide. Yes, perhaps it is better that you take him with you.
Thank you, Edwin.
I will just remain in my solitude.
Yep.
And wait.
I'll come visit all the time with research notes.
Yes, I would like that, Professor.
Do you have any guidance as to where these magical books about the curse that is on your family might be found in the house? And then we're gonna go. We're definitely gonna go now.
Do you know of the catacombs beneath the house, Bani? You have spent time there.
Out of character. Does Bani know about the character?
No.
Bani.
You want?
Okay. Bani's gonna be like, just
Yes.
Remind me of
It's-
this thing that I definitely know.
It's fine. In the library, there is a hidden door. Beneath it, you will find catacombs where several artifacts from my family's history and books and scrolls that delineate such story will be found. It will not be easy getting there. My uncle will not allow it if he comes to know of it, but I'm sure you'll find a way.
Okay, well, peacing out now. Just takes Pico away.
Right. So you take all of the children along with Atwa as this glowing nervous system just watches you come up. As you come up the stairs, he was up the stairs, so he just floats away off to the other side where you leave through this corridor, across the pile of bones, all the way to the well with the children. And yeah, you are down there. There is a rope that hangs from up top. But yeah, you found yourself there. And by this time, it is night. The sky is completely black up top.
I'm like,
Is
sleeping.
the other torches that we have still alight? Have they,
Yeah,
as in they've undimmed now?
yeah. They are away from his presence. The torches come back up
Okay,
to
so
their full strength.
now from the perspective of someone up there, it would look like the bottom of the well is aglow, wouldn't it?
The glow. Yeah, it would.
Bharat is going to yell because he didn't know that Bani yelled for because this is Tapti's area, right? So Bharat will yell because Bani hasn't told him specifically that Tapti isn't here. So he's going to be like, Tapti, you bitch, you said that you were going to let me up.
You hear no response. And you start wondering where could Tapti be? Did something happen up top?
Tapti, we have the kids. Come on.
You wait, and
I'm climbing up.
then suddenly you,
Bharat's not waiting.
as you take up you hold the rope with your one working hand, and try to push yourself up this 60-foot climb. You see a face up top, shrouded in darkness because it is dark up there. But you hear a voice that says, "Oh, did you find the kids?" And you know it is Tapti's voice.
Yes, pull us up already. They're hungry and cold.
Yes.
All right, yes. We're gonna do that. I went back to the village when you went through the door. I got some other people. They're here. We'll pull you up. And so, one by one, you are all pulled up, including the children, including Atwa, who you have to basically tie the rope around him for him to be pulled up because he's not really functioning. But yeah, all of you are up, and you see there are several people on top. Once you get to the surface level, Tapti is there. So are some of the parents of the kids who are there. And the moment the kids are reunited with these parents, there is much rejoicing. There are cries of happiness all around, and pats on the back all around. Tapti comes around to you and she cheers you on, you found the kids. So all of that happens. And then Tapti says, I think we should get back to the village. We should let everyone know the children are safe.
Yes, well, we'll go back eventually and be in big trouble because the thing we were hired for is still not done.
I want to say that if we still have our torches, then can we look around for Mabel? Or can I look around for Mabel?
When you say that, Tapti just says, oh, the white kid was not there. Big deal. So she doesn't really care. But you look around a bit, Bani. But you see actually no signs of Mabel at all. And when you had first come here, you did make some good rolls for looking for footprints and things like that. At that point of time, you did not find kid-sized footprints that would resemble something Mabel would leave.
Oh, Bani. Maybe don't know if this could be possible, but maybe Mabel's in the catacombs. We didn't know they existed.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Whether there is an entrance from down there to the catacombs. Well, I mean, I'm not going back down there now, but we'll find out. Maybe we should go.
But from the
These
house
guys-
itself.
Yeah, we should go to the house.
You will
Bani
have to
still
go.
looks troubled.
You'll have to go via the village to get to the bungalow. But yeah, the Tapti and along with some other older people, they are quite happy to see you. They're quite happy that you got the kids back. They say, you must be hungry. Come. Once you get to the village, you will know what a celebration looks like. We will have food, we'll have dancing, we'll have music. You have got your children back. We don't know how to thank you, but we will try. So they are trying to kind of usher you back to the village.
I mean, some medical attention for this one would be nice.
It's fine. My
yes.
my arm. It's fine. We both have done enough.
Maybe I gave him too much.
I'm
Yeah.
not offering to do like surgery on your arm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that
Again.
that looks bad. Unfortunately, we don't have a doctor in the
It's
village.
just a flesh wound. Don't worry.
We'll have Romani look into it. She is the one who takes care of people who get hurt, who get injured, who get sick. We'll have her take a look at you. I'm sure she won't mind. So you are making your way back to the village.
Yes.
All
Had
right.
a long day, and I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm concerned with how you said that.
You make your way to the village. The two of you had torches, but then the people who came here to see you to like get the children back, several of them are carrying torches. So as your procession moves through this path, still with forests on either side, this procession, it just basically lights up the night sky with the torches. This well was about 20 minutes or so away from the village, so it takes a bit to get there. But you are a few hundred feet away from the village. There was this excited chatter going on behind you. You are at the head of this procession, and almost like you are getting a hero's welcome from the people. But suddenly you find that this chatter behind you, the people speaking, all of that, it suddenly dies down. You look behind to see all of the villagers who are behind you frozen in place. The flickering torchlight, it reveals their eyes to be glazed all black, including the two older children that you have found down there. You see Piku, who you had carried Bani up the well, but then once she was reunited with her mother, she just clung to her mother as close as she could. But now you see Piku just tugging at her mom, tugging at her clothes, and just terrified, crying. Says, Ma, what happened to you? Speak to me. So you hear Piku do that. The other child, Nishi, is also still there, but the rest of all, everyone else. This is something, again, you had seen before, but now you see it in its full effect. All of their eyes are blacked out. You see Tapti is frozen as well, along with the others. But then you hear a grunt from her. You see her muscles bulge out. It looks like it's as if she's literally muscling her way out of this stupor. And then she kind of just somehow breaks out of it, looks around, everyone else frozen, and just says, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Has this happened before?
This happened before with the dance with the
No, with the tea plantation ladies. I mean, I'm asking that thing.
I'm not sure. I've seen glimpses of this. I've seen now and then some people just like fade away and then come back, but I've never seen anything like this. What the hell is going on?
No.
They're just frozen in place for now.
They're just frozen in place.
Bharat is going to pick up one of the kids that don't have their eyes glazed over.
Yeah.
Because I think for him, hackles raised. This is not good. This is dangerous. So he's just going to grab one of the kids, look at the others. He's like, well, I'm not staying to find out. Come, let's go.
Where are we going?
Back to the village.
This is the village, isn't it?
Are we in the center
No,
of the
no,
village?
you
or
are
we haven't reached...
about a few
Yeah.
100 feet away from the village.
Ah, okay. To the village then.
So he's just like, yeah, to the village. We're staying away from this. I'm not playing
Alright,
with this
so
anymore.
both of you, the two kids who are still conscious, you pick them up. Tapti also comes with you. As you make your way to the village, you see there are still forests on either side. This part of the estate, it's forest rather than tea gardens. Perhaps this is where Professor was exploring to grow poppy at one point of time. But yeah, you start literally running towards the village. You see, lining both sides of the path, hundreds of people. All of in between the trees, standing in further away from the path, closer to the path. Hundreds of people lining the path. All of them you recognize as workers. All of them have their eyes fully blacked out. And all of them, they're just standing there, lining the path.
This is bad. Whatever's
Very bad.
happening. Edwin, if you're doing this, don't.
Don't think this is Edwin.
Who is this then?
You're still making your way to the village?
Entity.
If in a completely unrelated manner to any goddesses we may have heard of, if Bani throws her head back and starts to relate, what happens?
Starts to, sorry?
You know the thing where you do the thing with your tongue, which is called
Right. Ululate.
relate.
It is quite unrelated because nothing really happens.
God damn it.
All the people still who are lining, they stand stock still, and then all of them at the same time raise one hand and point towards the village in unison.
In that case, Bharat will look at the others and then look to the two kids that we have, and he says, both of you, listen very carefully, okay? Anything that happens after this, any one of us tell you to run, you pick one direction and you just keep running, okay? You don't turn back.
I'm very scared. What's going on?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You just listen to us, yes? And he's going to look at the others and nod and then just march forward.
Yeah, I take
So,
the other kid.
Yeah. So at this point, you can see the lights of the village, and reflected in that light, you saw all the villagers literally standing there and pointing towards the village, pointing a finger. You get to the village, you see that it is surrounded by, you do not see any of the workers in there. It is completely empty, but you see the guards and Hagrama. They are there. They are standing guard, and quite noticeably, their eyes are not black. You see in the distance Dottie, who is holding this little 8-year-old girl in this pink mud-stained frock. Bani, you immediately recognize her to be Mabel. They step forward with Mabel holding Dottie's hand and clutching this plushie in the other hand, and you can see some tentacles there. You get to one end of the village. Dottie and Mabel come to meet you. Dottie is the first to speak. She looks to you and she says, "Hello. Did you see my son Eddie?" Just as she says this, you hear Mabel say, "Shut your mouth!"
It's no way to speak.
And then she looks to you and says, "Oh, look who it is. You were the ones being paid to find me. Looks like you found me."
Well, this is surprising.
So Bani, when she saw Mabel, would have sort of started moving towards her, but at these words just stops. Out of character. Is this in character for Mabel?
No. So you definitely know this is not in character. This has never been what she has spoken how she talks. This is not how she behaves. And Dottie, you hear Dottie say, "It's not Mabel. It's the thing speaking through her." And Mabel says, "I was just about to tell them that, for crying out loud!" And she kicks Dottie in the stomach. It's still an 8-year-old girl, but you see Dottie just like recoil and fall to the ground, holding her abdomen and just like trying to stifle cries of pain.
Ma'am.
Mabel looks to you and says, "So, why are you here instead of, being dead in a ditch somewhere? You have proven to be resourceful. It would be a shame to let such usable resources go to waste. There is a lot of work to be done. Lot of preparations for his rising. You can help with that. It's lot." And she kind of generally moves her hand in a direction of all the people of the village who are outside of the village and standing stock still. She says, "They will remember nothing of this when I take this thing away. But they will go about their miserable little lives until they are ready to be food. They are born to be slaves. It's in their blood. You and I are different. And I could use you. I need you. I need you. Bani. I need you. Please. I'm so alone. I need you, Bani. I feel The world is about to change. A new god is rising, and you want to be on the right side of it. The worthies shall inherit the earth." And when she says this, you can hear all the guards and Hagrama. There's a cheer that goes out among them. Then Mabel says, "Or you can be fodder. Your choice." As she says this, all right, you can respond. Come to that.
Bani is very thankful that she has a child in her arms that she can be like, "This is what children are like. This is what children are like." And no matter what. And I guess so. So I think would still move towards what she can only think of as Mabel, and slowly though, as if scared, and Bani would start talking to her and just be like, "Is Mabel still there inside whatever you are?"
I've grown up with you my entire life. This is me. I am Mabel. Did you close your eyes or something?
This is not how my Mabel. This is not how my Mabel behaves.
This is how this Mabel behaves, and you will behave like I tell you to.
Okay.
Who are you? What are you? What's happening?
Mabel, I'm Mabel, and I am in charge.
1 second.
You might be wondering, yeah.
The brattiness of what she just said is just like it's like Bani just reacts to that, and she's like, "Okay, I would like to make an attempt to intimidate this child because that's what Bani can see in front of her." And just like, "Behave yourself."
Roll for intimidation, but you will need an extreme success for it to have any effect.
Amazing. That's what I'm known for. Extreme success.
You can do it.
No.
I did
Just a
not
regular
roll.
failure.
Saw the
Oh,
red and I was like, oh no.
Alas.
You see Mabel recoil. She's like, oh, no, I'm so scared. Don't hurt me. If you do something like that, I will tell everyone that you used to hurt me. How will
Bitch.
when I do that?
Uh,
Anyway, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of things to figure out. Yes, you, the big man. Gunda? You are a Gunda? You have to say something? No?
Bharat puts the child down, gives them both the look. They know what that look is, these two kids.
Okay.
And he looks back at Mabel, looks back at Bani. Sorry, yaar. And
She's a
I will throw my knife at Mabel.
Oh shit!
You throw your knife.
That's
at
not Mabel.
Mabel doesn't flinch. Mabel doesn't flinch whatsoever. About a few inches from her face, the knife stops. She turns her head. It falls to the ground. Games and sports. I love games. I love sports. We will have plenty of time to play games, but we also have work to do. So, I will have you behave. Unless you want shackles and the thing that they put in your mouth, we will find an arrangement. Not worry. There is time. There is a year. And then who knows what happens. So as she says this, as you try to deal with this new situation that you find yourself in, you do see out of the corner of your eye a blue glow of somewhere in the distance, a familiar blue glow. You also see that behind you, Tapti is standing stock still, and you know that she is just pretending to be enthralled. So, if you take this offer, you're going to have allies. You know that. In order to whatever you want to do, you have a year's time to form a revolution, to wake a goddess, to kill a god, whatever you want to do. You have 1 year. But that is a story for another time. Because that is where we end this session and our
On this
little campaign with a brat.
On this cliffhanger, Rajib, you cannot.
No.
Renew for season 2.
This child.
So that
My
was us.
God.
That was Cup of Sorrow. Thank you once again, dear viewers and listeners, for tuning in, being with us. Thank you, Daces and Dragons, for giving us this platform. Thank you, Chirag, for your editing through, particularly the sound design, the blood-curdling sound design. Thank you, Shubham, for producing this whole thing. Thanks to Indrani for everything. And yeah, I have been Rajib Kalita, your keeper of Arcane Lore. You can find me on Twitter at UndeadRajib1, UndeadRajib1. I think I've said this before, but I have written and published a few adventures for 5e. In fact, this Cup of Sorrow, it also happens to be a 5e adventure that I wrote. But I thought that Call of Cthulhu does suit the content of that adventure better. But you can find all of that on Drive-Thru RPG and DM's Guild. Few of those adventures happen to be silver and copper bestsellers. No gold yet, but just plus. Yeah, you can find the descriptions, the links and stuff on the description below. And for the final time, I will pass the mic on to our breathtaking group of players, starting with Poorna.
Thank you, or I hate you, one of those, to our dear keeper. I am Poorna Mazumdar. You can find me on Twitter as @Poorna Mazumdar. I have played Bani, for better or for worse, in this series. My pronouns are she, her. I am a writer and editor in the TTRPG realms, but I would love to do more. And hopefully with Daces and Dragons. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Yes.
All right. Val?
Hi everyone, I'm Valiant Dorian. I use he, him, his pronouns. You can find me all around internet at Valiant Dorian, at also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy Love Each Other that I just sent you on. TTRPG performer, Twitch variety streamer, and writer. hire me for yourself. I do way too many things with the time that I have. And for this entire series, I have been Bharat, the currently one-armed extraordinaire, doing his goddamn best. And this has been so much fun. He also uses he, him pronouns. Passing it back to our keeper of arcane lore that has terrified me this entire way through.
All right. We have Chao next.
I am broken. And I am otherwise, when I'm not broken, I'm Chao. It'll take time to process this, but since we're signing off for some time, I played Nong Khun. Doesn't know what to do at this moment in this time. My pronouns are they, them. Their pronouns are also they, them. The last couple of sessions have been terrifying. It's 5 a.m. and don't find me on the internet. Bye-bye.
Please don't. And finally, we have Alika.
Hello everyone, I'm Alika. I played Dr. Professor Uncle Biswanath Bhattacharya, who tried valiantly to insert science and logic into this campaign to absolutely no avail. None of that worked. He was not in his death. That's alright, could have been worse. He could have died. He has a year to live or something, maybe. But yes, you can just find me on Twitter and Instagram if they still work. I don't know if they work. At Cape Fox Alex. Sometimes they work apparently. I don't know. Yes, you can find me there at Cape Fox Alex. My pronouns are she, her, or any. Whatever you like. That's it. I'm signing off before I lose my absolute shit, which I'm trying to hold in real hard.
Amazing. Right, so this is us signing off. See you on our next adventure.
See you, everyone. Don't let Cthulhu bite.
All right.
How dare you? How dare you, Rajib? How
What
dare you
was
go?
that
Oh,
last-
we share the same secret. How fucking dare you?